on my computer, and we are recording.
Okay.
Welcome everybody to PacWest Bigfoot. This is David, and so far I want to say thank you guys, all of you, to just these interviews and stuff that we're doing with individuals. It has been so much fun. I just kind of infused this into the encounter stories that are here. It's just been kind of an awesome hit for everybody. So thank you guys so very much. As a matter of fact, you guys can still, if you want to, like I said, I'm keeping all of this content as free as possible for as long as possible. So I want to say thank you guys for your donations and everything. If you want to, you can go to PacWestBigfoot.com. You can donate a little something there, $1, $2, whatever. Keeps my family fed, keeps me here doing all of this, and totally enjoying it. Want to, real quick, before we get to our encounter interview of the week, wanted to give a shout out to Albina for her win of the Patty coffee mug. So congratulations there. And guess what? Next month's win is going to get, it's a small book, but it's called Haunted Valley, if you don't know, and it's by William Jabbering. And guess what? I had my buddy autograph it for you. So next month, that is the free giveaway to whoever wins next month here at PacWest. And if you want to know how to get over there and do that, just go to PacWestBigfoot.com. You can click on where it says join the clan and just fill out your name and your email, and there you are. You're there. You're ready to go. So this week we're going to talk to a couple individuals from our beautiful state of Oregon here, and they have they actually have quite a few things that they could share, but what we're going to do is we're going to condense that down to the 3 best incidents that they have had here in Oregon with this creature or animal, Bigfoot. So Diana, and what was your husband's name?
His name?
Yes.
Fred.
Fred. Diana and Fred, we've got you guys on here today, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically let you just turn it over to you. I know that you've chosen like 3 of the best incidents that you've had, and so what I want you to do is take your time. I want you to tell us what kind of led up to these events, what you were doing, and give us as much detail as you possibly can or wish to, and we'd greatly appreciate that. So take it away.
Oh, thank you. Well, the first incident I ever had was I was living on a ranch with my 2 kids. Mm-hmm. And it had snowed the night before, and we was inside the house. After we had dinner, I told the kids to go get ready for bed, because school was next day. So they went into their rooms and they took their showers and stuff, and I went in there and checked on them. And then I come back out, and I turned the light over the stove in this it was a single wide trailer. And I told them to get ready to go to bed, which they did do. And then I walked into the front room and looked out the big picture window I had. It was facing the north. So what I seen in the field was these cattle, or the cows, they were all in a circle. And I went, that's strange. I've never seen cows do this before. I just shrugged it off and went back into the kitchen. I was going to do up the dishes and stuff and get that out of the way, which I did do. So I kept looking out the little kitchen window that was facing the north too, where it was just black. And I went, I can't see anything. So after I got the dishes done and stuff, I walked over to the dining room, which was about 3 feet from the stove, and I sat down and was resting for a while. Then I thought, well, I better get up and get ready to go to bed too. And what happened is when I turned off that kitchen stove light, something hit that trailer so hard, and I thought to myself, you hit it again, you're going to knock it off its foundation. So I just dropped to the floor because it scared the holy heck out of me. And I crawled into the bedrooms and got my kids and told them to be quiet and followed me into my room, which they did do. So I took them in the bedroom and I locked the door, and then I made beds for Troy on the floor, and Melissa, she was sleeping with me. And I was shaking so bad I had the hard time to even get the gun loaded. My son had to help me.
Mhm.
So I was trying to keep him quiet because I didn't know what was outside. And then I got the flashlight and we loaded the gun, and I told him to be really quiet. I didn't want no lights turned back on because I didn't know if it was going to come back or not. So that's what the first incident I ever had with this thing.
And where about was that again? Did that take place?
Outside of the Dalles on a ranch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Dalles, Oregon. Okay.
When it started, this hollering, this vocalization, I went, oh my gosh, what in the heck was that? Then my boots got shaky again. So I told them to be quiet, so they did. And I laid there and waited till daylight because I was so afraid something was going to come and take us away, but it didn't happen. That's the first incident I ever had, if it was a Bigfoot.
Now, did it sound like a big, huge slap or like a punch, or did you kind of get a sense?
He went up and hit it with a force. You could I could actually feel the trailer move a little bit. Yeah, just pushing it.
Okay.
I must have made him mad.
Interrupted his hunting process there.
Well, but you know what? I didn't put two and two together. And I thought, well, why couldn't I see outside that window? Because I could usually see out in the field.
Yep.
I don't know how long he was standing there watching. That's the whole, scary thing about it. He could have been there for 20, 30 minutes. Who knows?
Was there like a tree line there around some open area, or was it just
open area? And there was a fence between me and the field, barbed wire fence, And I kept looking out and through the front room window, but I couldn't see anything. Mm. But it had snowed the night before, and I thought, well, whatever it is, it's going to hold. So that was the first incident. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what a Bigfoot sound like. There's screaming or whatever.
It was just like a.
Oh, it was terrible. It raised the hairs on the back of your neck. It was terrible.
How close do you think it was to where you were at?
I would say he was like, all I had to do is lean on that post where the fence was. That wasn't even a foot away from the trailer, the back of the trailer. So I don't know how long it was out there. I had a dog, and I had it tied up out in front. Didn't even make a sound. Didn't even bark. So
I went and hid underneath that trailer.
He probably did, yes. Yeah. Well, I didn't go outside to check.
Yeah, no dog, you're on your own.
Yep. Big chicken staying inside.
There you go.
Yeah, so yeah. It was
awesome.
Yeah. Well, in the second encounter I had, we were in the Mount Hood National Forest.
Okay.
And we was going deer hunting. And all the way through, I was looking off to the right-hand side of the road while he was driving. And this movement caught my eye. We weren't going that fast. And there was like a tree had fallen down over a stump that was just, chin high, eyebrow high, whatever. And all I could see was this little round head and eye. And it was peering over this fallen tree. And I went, oh, that's strange. I happened to look again. We met eye to eye contact. What are you? I've never seen such things in the woods. Well, anyhow, when we did that, he kind of turned to the side and he started to walk off. And when he did, he was dragging his right foot, but his hair was long. It was kind of pretty, if you ask me, because it was mixed white and gray together. And he was, trailing off. And his little foot was dragging. I thought, ooh, he might have hurt himself, So.
How tall do you think he was?
I want to say about 5 foot.
About 5 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's probably a young one.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, a young juvenile. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. You get to see, what is it? The face? Anything like that?
Well, when he looked at me, his little eyes were over the tree, just below his nose. Like
okay.
That's all I got to see of the face. but I didn't see any hair on the face, really hair. But I thought, this is strange. So, but when he walked off, he was dragging his right foot, and I went, oh, he hurt himself somehow. Or
Yeah.
maybe he was born like that. Who knows?
Huh. Well, yeah, I mean, they could probably have some sort of, problems that we might have, or any other animals like clubfoot or something, but most likely probably some sort of injury.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what I thought too. Yeah.
Yeah. Some people talk about territorial disputes and things like that, especially when it comes to young like that. I mean, it's totally possible.
Yes, yeah.
So
They're curious. I know.
Yeah. Well, just because they might be some sort of apex predator doesn't mean that a nice big old bull elk or moose or something can't take care of, can't defend itself by any means.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not like it can't do any damage to something.
No.
So who knows? But it was just walks off dragging its foot. Huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Couldn't really.
And it kept turning its little head looking back, while it was going.
Mm-hmm.
That was about the incident of that one.
Where at around the national forest there? Was this at near a lake or a river or somewhere?
No, it was as you're entering the national forest and up the road a ways.
From where?
We come in from the 3 Mile
Okay.
pass. Then we go up, and then you hit the national forest.
Okay.
Then you just go in. It was just like
3 Mile pass, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So white grayish, about 5 to 6 feet tall, and had a bum foot.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now you were in the car when you were doing that?
In the truck. Yes.
In a truck?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of slowed down or came to a stop to check it out, or?
No, we was just going slow because we're on our way to our hunting grounds.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's when I seen it. It was about 15 feet in, so.
Oh, it wasn't that far away then.
No, huh?
Dude, it's like right outside the truck.
Yeah, right
it's
out.
Like the lady on the last interview is like right outside the window of her car.
So what happened there?
Interesting. So third one,
then we lived in Bend for a while.
I've been there. I know Bend.
Yes, Bend, yeah.
I like Sisters. That's a beautiful place up there.
It is, yes. And then it was the day before Thanksgiving, and we were coming home to the Dalles. And we left about 5 o'clock that evening, and we was driving down 197, and we was about 5 miles out of Maupin. And this little Bigfoot come streaking across the headlights of the truck. And of course, we slowed down a little bit, but it was only like for 3 or 4 seconds in the headlights. And it was coming from the west and going to the east. And it was about another 5 feet, maybe 4 to 5 feet tall.
Okay. So another young one.
Yeah. Then it went over the embankment down.
What road was this near or on?
197.
Oh, 197. Okay.
Yeah, 197. Yeah. So, but see, we stopped. we didn't know if somebody was playing a prank or anything. So we turned around and went back to see if there's any cars around the area or if any, flashlights, whatever. There was nothing. So, but this was going towards the Indian reservation up there.
Yeah, what is that Indian reservation? Like Warm Springs or something?
Right.
Something like that? Yeah.
Up towards that direction, yeah.
Yeah, I have a gentleman with an encounter up around, you've heard of Frog Lake up there? There's a Frog Lake up around that way.
Yep, it is.
Yeah, it's kind of east of Estacada and all that, or whatever that town is up there. Yeah, he was actually scared off by, he believes, 3 of them, and he had a visual. So, and it was not happy with him. So, yeah, that one's pretty intense.
So, yeah.
Oh, interesting. So, just went from west to east, crossed, and that's actually kind of a major highway up there. So, that was interesting.
Well, yeah. It's
Awesome.
like down on the curves before you get to the bad curves.
Mm-hmm.
Down in that area. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay. All right. Well, since those three were kind of short, if you got a couple more, that would be awesome. Yeah.
We had we had this one. Yes, I do. We were going down to check our camera because I set up my cameras in the
Mm-hmm.
woods now. Yeah, we'll go this. And we had our dog with us. Well, she stepped in some poo, and she about barfed her guts because she's a funny dog.
Nice.
So we went down to the cameras to change the batteries in the film.
Mhm.
And on our way back up, he says, "We'll try some knocking." You know, we've heard of knocking. So I said, okay. So he went boom, boom, boom. And all of a sudden he got a reply, and he got two of them back, two knocks. You know,
Wow.
and we just looked at each other. So he says, "We'll do it again." So he went three to four more times. And then he got repeat. Whatever this hitting on the tree was, it was repeating what he was doing. But then it got really aggravated. And it took its stick or whatever it was hitting the trees with. And I mean, he was banging the heck out of the tree. I mean, he was pissed is what they did. He was so mad, he was just hitting that tree. And we looked at
Oh, wow.
it, and I said, "Let's not do this no more." I said, "You made him mad. Whatever it is, it's mad." I said, "Let's go to the truck." It was about half a mile uphill, and we took off. We loaded the dog up, and we got in the truck, and we took off. I don't know why you feel safer when you get in your truck.
Metal.
Yeah, maybe that's
Metal. That's armor for you.
Yes. But we was looking over our shoulder all the way up, making sure whatever was out there wasn't coming with us.
Oh, wow.
No, we never seen it. So I really don't know what really happened. No.
Yeah. Well, I know that up there around the Mount Hood National Forest and like especially up around Clackamas River and everything kind of east over there from Estacada is a pretty intense kind of hot spot. In Oregon for Bigfoot. We have a few hot spots here. There's one over along the coastal area. And then there is, of course, down around the Redwoods where it kind of comes into Oregon and Northern California. There's another one in Southern Oregon here up around the kind of like around the Klamath area between Lake of the Woods and kind of that southeastern part of Oregon. So pretty interesting. Yeah, you guys got a nice spot up there for yeah. You guys find any tracks up there at all?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Okay. Why don't you talk a little bit about some of the tracks you found?
Some of the tracks we went to this one place, and we seen a lot of traffic, going up this embankment. So we stopped the truck, and him and I walked up the embankment and looked around. Sure, there was a footprint right there. Well, we had to go down and get the casting material, and we casted it. But while we was casting this footprint, whatever was out in the woods, it stunk horribly. I mean, like a dead carcass. The stench was so bad. While we was pouring the cast, I started gagging. And then I started laughing because I was scared. I didn't know what was making the stench. I mean, every movement that thing made around us, you could smell it. It was terrible. But anyhow, we got the cast, left and come back and got it in an hour and took it off and had it looked at. It was like a double impression of a bear foot. Mm-hmm. It was not a Bigfoot or bipedal foot. It was a bear.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was double impression. Yeah.
Okay.
But that was enough. We just got in the truck and left.
Yeah. Still.
I didn't go out and look for whatever the smell was.
No, of course not.
No.
Yeah, when me and my mom, we first found tracks. It was, my mom wanted to think that at first, but there was toe impressions and heel, and it wasn't paw kind of a thing. It was a footprint. It was just plain as day, right in the snow. You couldn't miss it.
Yeah, I have pictures of where we stopped and found some tracks. I don't know, 2 or 3 different places, and they was like 4 feet apart, 5 feet apart. I mean, it was stretched. I couldn't touch it. So
Mhm.
I took the tape measure and measured them. I think it was 4.5 feet or 5.
Mhm.
The next footprint, yeah. So, yeah.
Where were those at?
Oh, it's secret. See, it was.
Well, was it along a trail? Was it snowing? Was it
No, it was
wet?
outside of a road.
Okay.
But the path that was taken it was a road that was already there, used before, like for logging and stuff.
Oh, okay. Off the side of an old logging road.
Skid road, yeah.
Skid road. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome.
But there was like a little bit of rain the night before, like a little mist, so you could see the footprints, and when it's very visible. So.
Oh, okay. All right. So nice impressions and stuff into the moist ground, wet ground.
But I didn't have casting material that day with me, so I didn't get into the cast.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some plaster of Paris too, because I don't have any on hand right now. And actually, this summer I'm actually planning on doing a lot of fly fishing, so I'd like to take some with me just in case while I'm out and about. So I'm gonna keep a nice little bag in the car just in case.
The Ultra Cow 30. It's good to use, and it sets up really quick.
Okay.
You can mix it.
Yeah, go ahead and send me the name of that on in the email later, and we'll check that out. I'd like to yeah, I'll get that kind because if you recommend it.
It is. Oh, it's excellent because it'll set up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about your husband? Has he seen anything as well, or?
I was in on a couple of those.
Yeah, a couple of them he was in on.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. And can you tell us a little bit about your perspective from it?
He wants to know your perspective.
Well, I'm camera shy.
Oh, you don't have to be on camera. We can hear you just fine.
Yeah. Well, it's like the one when we were coming down into Moppin. I was the first one to spot it. We had me and our daughter was with us. Mm-hmm. And I said, look at that, And they ran across the road, and I said, that was a little Bigfoot.
Nice.
So that was the first one. That's the only one I've ever seen. And then the knocking, when she did the knocking.
Oh,
I bet you that's a shock to kind of hear that coming back at you. You're like,
you didn't expect it,
And then after that, another time we were going to set up our cameras. It was by a little place called Bulu Point, about a doofer in the Mountain National Forest. Anyway, it was just about dark, and we hiked in there and set the camera up real quick, and it was cold. I was setting it up hunting elk, and I used the ratchet, the end of it, to hit the lag bolts into the tree. Well, when I did, something screamed.
oh, geez.
About the third time that I hit it.
How far away do you think that scream was?
Probably about, I would say, 100 yards, 200 yards.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it was close.
Oh, that young one that you saw, the younger one that crossed the road like that, what kind of color was it? What color was it?
It was just about the same color as the one that's the picture that we sent you.
The reddish, kind of brownish.
Yep. The grayish one.
Yeah. Grayish one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That color. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you guys can resend me some of those pictures, I'd like to put those up there with this on the Facebook page, so we can share that with this interview here.
Well, you're going to narrate all this and everything then?
And I'll play this back right here that we're doing. I'll play this back and put a little content to it. And the interviews, I like to keep them real simple and just let you guys share your stuff and then put those out there. Yeah, that's that one with the foot. That one gets me. That's pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Well, I drew a picture of it. I didn't have my camera, so I just drew what I seen. So,
really? Do you still have that picture?
Yes.
Where's that at? Can you hold it right up to the camera for us real quick?
Yeah, it's in that green folder over on the bed. Sure.
Awesome. That would be great. That's going to be awesome. Yeah, just hold it right up to the camera. I'll let you know when you're perfect. That'd be great.
No, up there on that cot there. Yeah. Couple of them.
Yeah, show the pictures. I don't see those. That's gonna be awesome.
This is the one I'm telling you about.
Hold it up, just down, just right there, right there. Oh, that is interesting. That is awesome.
Yeah.
You're a great artist.
So,
That's awesome.
I'll show you the other one. This is when he was. Working. This is when he took off.
Up just a little bit. Up. And just a little bit more up.
A little bit more.
Oh, that is. That's interesting. I like that. So the nose seems to be kind of not really as apish as most people say.
Well, you know, it's
flat, but not like, just nostrils sitting against a face almost.
That's what I thought was pretty, different. Because I don't know if it was a Bigfoot or not. Or a juvenile. It could have been. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know anybody that's that hairy. At least not since 1975.
No.
Was the deal with her deal where it slapped the trailer, the very first story?
Mm-hmm.
That year, that was like 1979 or something like that.
Okay.
Well, the sheriff had done casts at about a quarter of a mile down from where she was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys, that was the, what was that called again? That was, I'm going to probably put that link in there, if I can remember to put that link into this interview so people can check that out. I went and I read that and I looked at it. That was really interesting. A sheriff actually here in Oregon, up there where Diana lives, guys, actually had this set of tracks that he found, and he actually, he got to, he got some of those, and it was interesting. That was actually pretty cool. They were large too. Those are pretty big.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about something that was 8-9 feet. It was awesome.
It's called What Lives in the Woods.
Yes, that's what it is. So you guys can even Google that and check it out. It's from the Dallas Chronicle. Yeah, that was a great, interesting little story. That was great.
Yeah, it was. Mm-hmm.
So, and that was just like within days or weeks of where you were when you're.
Yeah, I'd say days. Yeah.
Days.
Then
okay.
What I had, yes.
Oh, nice. About how far away from your trailer were those found?
It's about a quarter of a mile, maybe a half.
Oh, okay. So that was probably the same.
Probably the same one.
Same creature. Yeah.
And that lady's died since then.
So.
And then after I really read that article, it was in the Chronicle, and the sheriff down here is a skeptic. He won't even go out and look if somebody reports anything anymore or anything, it said.
Yeah.
So we were going to go to the sheriff's office and see if we could find out if those casts were still there. That they did, because they should have kept them in their room, their evidence room.
Yeah. Yeah, they should have. Well, that was interesting. Are you guys still doing some research today and still up there?
Yes, I do it every year.
Every year?
I get up there, yeah, when the snow melts, and stuff. Yes.
Around spring and summer, a little early fall time.
Right.
Yeah, me, this year I'm going to be doing a little bit more of that. I'm going to be heading up towards a place called Lamolo Lake and up towards we've got some waterfalls up here on the Umpqua that's pretty awesome.
Mhm.
But
It happens when you least expect it. You know,
You're not expecting that.
you know, I think the best thing that people can do out here is if you're going to go out and start looking around and poking your nose out there, just look for tracks. Just pay attention to fun stuff, you know, like the twisted trees, snap trees, tracks. Look for those types of things, because if you have a sighting or you have some sort of encounter, it just happens when you least expect it. Even when you're out there and you do, it's like I tell people sometimes, you see this thing. I have one gentleman over on the Oregon coast, and I'm writing up their stuff right now that they've given me, and they've still had experiences since then. It's been dead recently, like they're gone, but they had some, at least a couple of them around their property over by Florence, Oregon. And yeah, it was very interesting. But he, you know, it's like he said, it's like, you know, you just don't. It's like William Jabbering said it best. It's like, you know, you go into shock and awe, even if you do believe they're out there when you see one, because you just don't have that kind of, you don't have a reference for it. There's nothing in your frame of mind that says, hey, you know, oh, I'm looking at a bear, I'm looking at a monkey, or I'm looking at a coyote. This is no frame of reference. Even with pictures and a patty film, you still just, you know. The other sighting that I have from a gentleman here is he's actually in law enforcement here in Southern Oregon. He'll be retiring in about 5 or 6 years, and he's going to be doing interviews and stuff like that. But he watched it kill a deer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I've got that one coming out here pretty soon. It's only going to be in story form for now until he retires, because he can't really say too much. But I'll tell you, he lives somewhere in Southern Oregon. Actually, he lives down there near the Rogue Valley and stuff like that. So right out somewhere in there.
Well, you had yours up on Elderberry Flat.
Mine was Elderberry Flats. This one actually is another place that I'm very familiar with, which happened just off of the side, one of the hillsides up there between. There's a place called Scotch Road, and it's off of, can't remember what it's off of, but anyways, he came off of Scotch Road and onto the main highway in between basically Lake of the Woods and Fish Lake and Willow Lake, Oregon. And you basically can cut off around Fish Lake, and in Lake of the Woods, you can cut off and head back to Butte Falls and Willow Lake, and then cut down from there into Eagle Point. And so that's where his happened, and it was rather interesting. In mine, if you really think about it, you know, 40 miles, 50 miles from there, same thing, you know, not too far really.
We spend a lot of time at Elderberry Flats hunting and stuff.
Yeah.
We never had anything up there.
Nothing, just quiet.
So yeah, they were just deer.
Yeah. Ours, you know, mine, one was in the dead of summer, the other one was in the dead of winter, and so, you know, it could have been passers through, but, you know, that was about it. I have no idea if there's like some sort of, you know, group living up there or whatever. Could be. I don't know.
There was supposed to be a cage down there out in the Applegate. You know where the Applegate is?
Yeah. I'm from Ashland and Medford originally. Yeah.
Well, someplace out there in the Applegate Valley, they had
It's in the back of Applegate. It's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Bigfoot trap, it's still out there. As a matter of fact, when you get on the other side of Applegate Lake, about 4 miles on the other side of it, you'll look at a tree and it'll say CA on it. You're in California.
Right.
So
Borderline was so close.
yeah, no, I got a good friend and everything. He's a pastor out at Applegate Christian Fellowship, John Corson. So yeah, my father actually had a carpet cleaning business there for decades, and so I've been all over. I was raised there, so yeah. My mom actually heard screams up at Hyatt Lake a couple times, and it was pretty interesting when I was a kid and I was there. I was just sleeping in the tent, I suppose, but she heard screams.
Ed, is he?
Huh?
Was your dad's name Ed?
No, it was Emmett.
Okay, different guy then.
But I'm part of the Boozer clan out there, so.
Well, we've heard the screams more than once in the same area. I mean, it was just like once. It was like 3, 4, maybe 7 times in this one area. Now, I marked it how the radius where we used to go, 65 miles, going around and around,
Oh, wow.
doing this. Yeah.
Okay, and so do those screams, like, are they just something that you think is in response to you being there, or?
I couldn't tell you that, if it's just doing it because it wants to,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't know if they're
Communicating or
communicating somewhere. I couldn't
The
tell
last
that.
one was probably 2 years ago, 3 years ago,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and it was opening day elk season.
Right.
And it was just barely getting light. I mean, you couldn't hardly see to walk yet,
Mm-hmm.
And I'd gotten out of the truck, and she didn't hear it. She didn't get to hear it, and there was the big way off.
Jeez.
And he was over towards Bolo Point too.
Yeah. Mhm.
But I was probably a half a mile away from, I think it's called Bulo, B-U-L-O.
Okay. Yeah, my mom had mentioned, she was just saying that, this is, it's not the horn or a bugle of an elk or anything.
No.
It's so guttural and it's so humanish that it sounds almost human. It's just whoever they are, it's just loud. It's just a set of lungs you wouldn't believe. So
That's true.
yeah.
And we've talked to a couple guys around here that are hunters that have heard the scream too and never seen anything.
Yeah.
Just hear the screaming up there.
Jake, and then Jake's was on Ketchum Road.
Ketchum Road, yeah.
And then Steve's, it was up on the, there's a place called Camp Baldwin.
Yeah.
It was up in that area.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that whole area up there from the Willamette National Forest all the way up into that kind of lower section of Mount Hood, that's a huge place for a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Every year you hear something from there. Every year, something, 1, 2, 10 things, whatever, but you hear it. It's interesting.
Yeah, and I've heard the jabbering.
Oh, really? The goobly gook talk.
Yeah, really.
That was in Bend.
That was in Bend.
Can you tell us a little bit? Well, let's make that the last thing that we talk about here, but I want you to share that. I want you to share a little bit about, where you were at, kind of what you were doing, and
We was going up towards Tumalo Falls in Bend.
Mm-hmm.
It was about a mile up, and we turned to the right and went back.
Yeah, we didn't go to Tumalo Falls.
No.
We turned to the right before you turned to go to Tumalo Falls. We went back up in there probably 5-10 miles. Huh?
5-10 miles.
Oh, wow.
And it was us and our daughter again. And what year was that? That was, that must have been 80, 83, 82, 83, somewhere right in there. We'd all gotten out of the truck. I think we were looking for rocks.
We were looking for rocks that day, yeah. But
messing around out in the woods, not doing anything.
the tree line was just maybe 50 feet from us. We had parked the truck there, got out and was looking for rocks. And we was going down looking for these rocks, and all of a sudden you could hear this gooble talking, I guess, jabbering.
First we thought it was like
Pigs, hogs, grunting.
Okay.
But there was snow on the ground that had melted, but there were still places where it was like 2 feet deep,
Mm-hmm.
where the sun hadn't got to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was, I've never heard.
They were like,
Just back.
have you ever hear that thing? What's that guy's name on
Moorhead.
Moorhead?
Yes.
That's it, Ron Moorhead.
Kind of
Similar.
like a gurgly Chinese
And
goofy talks
we
thing.
never heard anything like that until I heard that on his, and that's what, that must have been a Bigfoot that we heard,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it was thrashing around back there behind the tree line. We couldn't see what it was. And, of course, we're not going to run back there and look,
Uh-huh.
Didn't have no gun with us.
nothing. So,
Yeah.
So we got in the truck and left. That was it. Enough.
You're like, I've already heard screams. I've seen stuff. I'm not going back there.
No.
Awesome.
No way.
Well, that is interesting. How far away was that? Do you think that thing was from you guys?
Probably
I said
100 yards.
100 yards.
Yeah, it wasn't very far. It was in behind the trees, but we didn't go back to see what it was.
No.
Mm-hmm.
It sure was making a lot of noise. Like, I think maybe they do that to scare you off. Well, they did a good job.
Like stomping and cracking stuff and
then that crazy talk, that gurgling, it was.
mm-hmm.
I mean, you could hear a baby babble. These things were babbling bad.
Oh, wow.
Grunting like a hog. It's enough to make you get back in the truck and leave.
Well, that is interesting. Awesome.
Well,
Well, thank you guys for sharing your interesting little experiences here. That is great. I really am interested in that babbling and also that slap, because whenever you first told me that, I really wanted this interview because I knew that when you told me about the tracks being found and the slap on there and tracks being found, days or whatever it was, the time there was just same around the same time. That really caught me off guard. That was pretty interesting to have that happen, especially you get out there and you got this cattle all of a sudden spread out. Now they're together and then slap and screaming. That's pretty interesting. I like that. Interesting.
Yeah, I always wondered if maybe he took one of the cows with him.
Yeah, it wasn't your cattle.
No, it belonged to the ranch.
Belonged to the ranch there, huh? I don't know. Maybe we should. I don't know if we can go back that far and ask anybody. Maybe nobody's around anymore out there. Whatever. Should have been nice to. Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting to find out, though. Did you guys ever have any missing cattle?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
I'll talk
awesome.
to the owner and ask him.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be cool. That'd be awesome. Well, thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
That is great and awesome. And whatever you guys find, any more, images, pictures, drawings, things like that you guys come up with, please share them over, send them over to me. I'd like to get them out there on the Facebook page here for everybody to view and check out.
Okay, I'm going to send you a picture too that looks like you couldn't tell if it's a Bigfoot or not. It's a bear.
Okay.
And it's turning like, what was that kid's name? Jacob?
Mm-hmm.
Jacob's. It turns like that, and it's backwards to you. And he's
okay.
One leg down on the ground, and he's turning.
Okay.
It looks like it's a deformed foot too.
Yeah, but it's a guaranteed bear, but you can't tell what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. That way you can kind of compare. People can compare like that with any images that they might have. That'd be great.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. And stick around for just 1 second. I want to say thank you guys very much, all of you listening in on PacWest Bigfoot here. Thank you guys once again for being a part of this and just listening in. And if you like this stuff, go ahead and share it out there. Anyways, thank you guys very much. God bless. I'll see you guys on the next interview.